What's going on, guys? Just the other day, I brought you a pretty cool news story wherein I talked about Microsoft finally taking some steps in the right direction in regards to the app formerly known as Your Phone. Of course, now this app is going to be known as Phone Link, which is a far, far, far better name than we had before, far less confusing name than we had before. But also, the Phone Link app has some deeper integration with devices like Samsung devices or devices like Microsoft devices. Of course, the ability to launch individual apps in a streaming window being probably the biggest one. This feature is also being rolled out into Honor smartphones. If you haven't heard of Honor smartphones, I could forgive you for that because they are biggest overseas and in China. So perhaps you've not heard much about them, but they are actually quite big and they make very good phones. So these features, this deeper integration that has only been there with Samsung and Surface devices, Microsoft devices, that is rolling out to another brand. And that was pretty important. It's a pretty important piece of that news story, and it was perhaps a harbinger of news to come because Zach on Windows Central wrote a really interesting news article. I'm going to show you kind of the headline here, and then we're going to talk about it. I'm also going to link to this in the description. Please do go click on it, go read it, because this is where the news did break. And as you see here, this headline, Microsoft, if I can highlight it correctly, Microsoft doubles down on its Android and Windows efforts in latest reorganization. Okay, well, what does that mean? Let's talk about it. So currently, right now, well, I guess not right now any longer, but for a long time prior, Microsoft had several different sort of tangentially Android-related projects, right? Things like Phone Link, things like SwiftKey, things like Surface Duo OS. All these things are kind of related to Android, right? But these different projects were not under one umbrella, under one banner. They were sort of fragmented. They were sort of here and there. Well, now all of these different Android-related projects are going to be combined into one team, one group called Android Microsoft Platform and Experiences, AMPX for short. And this is a pretty big deal for a lot of different reasons. Now that Surface Duo OS, Phone Link, SwiftKey, Microsoft Launcher, and more things like that are under one umbrella, being led and headed up by Panos Panay, perhaps Microsoft's internal biggest Surface Duo proponent. Perhaps these projects will now have more cohesion and a more unified vision of the future. We just talked a couple weeks back about HoloLens, about how Microsoft doesn't really know where they're going. Are they going to do sort of metaverse, or is it going to be for like specific work use cases, or are they going to pursue the consumer market? They don't really know where they're going, and that confusion and that fragmentation is hurting the project. Well, that's not going to be the case with these Android projects now. Panos Panay is going to be running effectively all of this now. And a big reason why Microsoft is doing this might involve Phone Link. You see, Microsoft no longer has their own mobile operating system. You may have noticed Windows Phone is no longer a thing, and in fact, they are now just using Android for their first-party hardware in the mobile sector of the world. And their decision to use Android, despite what many people seem to think, is not a passing fancy. This was not something that they just decided to do willy-nilly, and they're going to get two iterations in of hardware and they're going to go, oh, never mind, and then they're going to go do something else. No, they're committing to Android. They were committed before, and now they're really committed to Android, and they want to see Android, the sort of integration between Windows and Android, they want to see that stuff get much, much better. They look across the proverbial fence at Apple and what they can do with their operating system for desktop, tablet, and for mobile, and the way that they're sort of synergistic, the way that they work together with each other, and that's something that they want to have as well. And since they don't have their own mobile OS anymore, they're going to try to do this with Android. And of course, the Phone Link app may be their first step. And now it's hard to say, will the Phone Link app build out and really become the hub for this sort of synergy? or will it be replaced by something else later on? Hard to say, but I think PhoneLink is probably going to serve a pretty big role in the future. It's important to also point out that Google is trying to build something really similar as well. I mean, they've got Chrome OS, and if you've not used Chrome OS ever or in a very long time, they've got a really slick, really streamlined way to pair your Android phone with your Chrome OS device and to be able to do a lot of PhoneLink stuff there right built into Chrome OS, whereas with Windows, this is still a separate app, and it works really well. So Google's doing this. Apple's doing this. Microsoft now also is doing this. The weird thing is that Apple's got their own software, Google's got their own software, and Microsoft is doing this with their software and Google software. Now, on the most recent episode of the Windows Central podcast, which I will link as well in the description, I'll try and find the exact timestamp for what I'm talking about. Zach gives a hypothetical example right now. This is not something that I don't think he meant this to be taken as, hey, I've heard this is exactly what they're working on, but this is sort of a hypothetical. He gave an example of, let's say I think he used a passport as his example. He said, let's say you're on your computer and you need to upload a picture of your passport. So you go to your file browser and you realize you don't have a picture of your passport on your computer. So typically what you would do is you would grab your phone, you take a picture of your passport, maybe you use Google Photos or OneDrive or email it to yourself and then pull it over and put it in there. Well, in this instance, hypothetically, again, your computer might be smart enough to know that you're looking for a picture, you don't have this picture on your computer, and then for you to be able to grab your phone, snap the picture, and then seamlessly zip that over to your Windows device without having to have any sort of middleman in between to upload or to send that picture to your computer. And I think that that's stuff that really isn't that far off already. With the PhoneLink app, you can see the pictures that you just took. So instead of just having to go to your PhoneLink and then drag the picture over, just to take that one step further where your computer knows you're looking for an image and it asks you, hey, do you want to take a picture with your phone? You can say yes, snap the picture, and boom, there it is. That would be very, very useful and cool to see. Again, hypothetical, but this is kind of stuff that they might be looking to do. So in addition to just deeper integration between Android and Windows, the ability to kind of synergize between your phone and your PC in a very Apple-like way, a lot of you viewers may be wondering, what does this mean for Surface Duo or Surface Duo 2? And I think it might mean very good things. Let's take, for instance, the stylus problem on Surface Duo. So we've just recently gotten some cool stuff, right? You can now click a button to launch an app, double click to launch a different app, long press to launch a different app, or screenshot, whatever you want to do. And all this stuff works really good, and inking is really good on Surface Duo. But you know what you can't do on SwiftKey, which is the default keyboard on Surface Duo. You know what you can't do? You can't write in the keyboard. There's no handwriting recognition in SwiftKey. You have to install Gboard or some other keyboard to do that. That's insane. It's ridiculous. It's a massive oversight. Well, now SwiftKey, as I continue pointing at you with a pen, is now under the same banner, under the same leadership as Surface Duo. Perhaps it's time for that to get fixed. What about Microsoft Launcher? On any of the device you install Microsoft Launcher, you have the ability to do custom icons, to change the layout of your launcher in terms of rows and columns, or perhaps it's rows and columns, I don't know. On Surface Duo, you can't do this. You're pretty much stuck with what you have. There are very few settings. This is, again, a massive oversight. Well, now Microsoft Launcher is under the same banner as Surface Duo, the same leadership as Surface Duo. Perhaps now, finally, these oversights and these problems may be about to get fixed, as Microsoft is clearly taking Android development much more seriously. And if they're taking Android development much more seriously, that means they have to be taking Surface Duo much more seriously. And the fact that this thing has gotten so much better over the last 6 months or so, Duo 2 is honestly fantastic now. And Duo 1 is honestly quite good now as well. And I'm seeing excitement, especially for Duo 1. People seeing this thing at a low price. They're seeing how much better it is now with Android 11. Granted, it should be 12 by now, but that's neither here nor there. And they're buying it. I'm looking at my Amazon affiliate links. You guys are buying original Surface Duos and you're not returning them anymore. So things are getting objectively better as far as I can see. And this really does bode well. So the TLDR here is that Microsoft sees what Apple has, they see what Google is trying to build, and they understand how important this is, and they're going to get on board with Android, with Surface Duo, And I'm really excited about this. And personally, I would love to know what you guys think about all this. I know a lot of you are big Windows Phone fans, and a lot of you wish that something was different, where you wish that they had their own operating system. And unfortunately, that's not the reality that we do, in fact, live in. So please do sound off in the comments down below about how you feel about this. I feel really good about the forward positive momentum of Microsoft and Android, but I would love to know what you guys think. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for making it to the end of today's video, because it does help the algorithm a ton. Leave a like, leave a comment. Those things do help out just as much. I'll see you on the next one. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.